Cool. Okay, we're live.
We are. How come I can't never see it? So there you go.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. We're so excited. This is our very first show of Soultiful. Yay. And I'm so grateful some friends came along to share in this excitement with us today. My name is Toya, and I have been working from home exclusively for over a decade. And the work that I do focuses around social media management.
Okay. I am Nakia Whitaker Woody, and I work full time as an administrative assistant in addition to owning my own virtual assistant business.
My name is Latoya Williams. I am also a virtual assistant. I am in the beauty industry. I also own an online hair boutique.
Wonderful. We're your co-host, if you will, for Soultiful. And the reason why we decided to create a show that is catered to the work at home folks is because some people have just been thrown into this working at home or being at home and being at home with the kids. And for those who've been doing this for a while, we understand how stressful it can be. How it can be isolating at times. And we just wanted to make sure that we're doing our part to be a beacon of light. Anything to add to that, Latoya?
I also wanted to just let them know we have some awesome speakers today. We have Miss Shonda and Miss Sean. They're both going to introduce themselves to you today. They are both work at home parents, and so they have some things they want to share with you today. Their information is going to be linked down below. What I do is talk about some things that
Well, what you're working on, and it's basically while I was working my full time and researching topics for the show, I ran across this funny tweet called 40 Tweets from Parents About Homeschooling Amid COVID-19. So the first tweet is from Bacon Popsicle, and he says, "Me at every parent teacher conference ever. I want passion in my kid, a joie de vivre, the desire to question everything. Me, homeschooling the first day. Just sit down, shut up, and I'll ask the question." That was super, super funny to me. Super, because I feel like that was me at one. CG. She says the first week I felt like Miss Frizzle. You all remember Miss Frizzle? In ways, but now after 2 weeks, the next one is the Divergent. She says, "Spelling bee, judge, your words." The judge laughs and says, "Do you though? Do you?" Okay, and the last, no idea. Daddy blog says, "First day of homeschool, and my 13-year-old tried to call in and say, how were you today, and what were you working on?"
Well, I am a homeschooler. Been doing this for a minute, and so I know that we co-work as sisters. We co-work on Tuesday. So early this morning, I had to make sure that they were on task and doing what they needed to do, so we can, get things done for the day. So that's what I did.
I was working on this unit form, so I worked on this unit.
So she was pressing it out and braiding. We work, and she just.
I was working on some one-on-one, smart activities with my son. So he's still in the learning to develop his speech. So that's kind of what we think. So I think we made some progress today. So,
My name is Shonda. So every single time you say Shonda, I go.
isn't that awesome?
Okay. So every time you say Shonda, I'm like, oh.
That's so funny because right before we came in here, we're talking about everybody's names is the same. Toya, Shonda. That's funny.
Yeah. So, side note, but to be honest and transparent, if you guys are unfamiliar with me at all, I'm extremely honest and transparent. So I won't be any different than I normally am, but I didn't do anything today. I got up this morning and my husband did the work for the logistics business. One of my kids was already up working on his schoolwork, and then I decided to go do a workout. So I did a workout for an hour, fixed me some breakfast, and then I sat there and looked at everybody else, like literally. You good? You good over there? Okay.
Awesome.
So today our subject is, due to the current climate, we have the typical or the old school homeschoolers, in addition to the new homeschoolers, which Shonda represents today. So we wanted to bring everybody together today and discuss that. Shonda, would you like to give us some background on your current situation?
Okay, so my current situation, I have two boys. I have a toddler who's 3 and a teenage boy that's 17. I also take care of my niece that's 11. So she was just added to the household in December. So still kind of just even having 3 kids, but this whole homeschooling thing was completely brand new for me. So me just kind of feeling my way on my own and trying to figure out how to work it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm fortunate enough to be self-employed, but I was accustomed to actually going out and meeting clients. So I had to adjust as far as work and just doing everything from home during Zoom calls and things like that. So I am completely working from home now and doing the homeschooling. So there's a lot of new for me. So just adjusting.
Yes, that's good. Awesome. How about you, Sean?
What was the question, child? My kid texted me. Like real life. Real life.
Okay, thank you.
I wanted to get some background on you, ma'am. Get some background.
Okay, so I am a homeschool coach. Let's see, I own 3 businesses. So my husband and I own a logistics business together. We also own a catering business as well. And then on top of that, I am a homeschool coach. We transitioned into homeschooling. Never in my plan, had no plan on homeschooling these kids, driving me crazy every day. Like that wasn't in my forte. Like that wasn't what I was trying to do. But I have been blessed to kind of do that right now, and it's working out. It's working out real well for us right now.
Oh, awesome.
Why did you choose homeschooling? Toya, go
Say it
ahead.
again,
Why did
Latoya.
you choose homeschooling?
Toy Glenn, yeah, I was gonna say, kind of fell into it too. One of my children, I think was my second child. I wanted just to try, so I wanted to try something different because I didn't really love the different options we had in the area. So I said, let me try the virtual school. Like it's pretty much public school at home. And so they at that point they sent me a computer, sent me the curriculum, and we did it. No, it was my first child's Patience, and I remember her. We had to have monthly meetings with the teacher, and one of the things that she had to do as a first grader was read to the teacher. My child is a great reader. At first grade, she was able to get through the text, but she was like making annotations to it, like she was laughing and just kind of giggling. And at the end of it, the lady was like, "Good." She said, "Well, we're gonna have to work on it because she took longer than she needed to read it." I'm like, "Ma'am, did you just hear her having fun with the text?" You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And so after that, I said, you know what? Let's just try homeschool. Let's just try something different. So I just tried it. It was so much more, not always peaceful, but it just made sense for me and my family and the way we roll. And so that's why I decided just to homeschool everybody. I just wanted to try it, and it's working out.
I homeschooled for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, who has bipolar disorder, was expelled from school, and because of her age, they didn't have anywhere for her to go, so she had to be homeschooled. So I was thrust into it. I personally didn't enjoy the experience, and today she told me she didn't enjoy the experience.
That's
The lady
real.
would just come and drop some paper off and go. There was no interaction. There was nothing. I have 2 children, so I had to work a full-time job, try and get her to doctor's appointments, try and find her a babysitter for the day while I worked, and all of that. So it really wasn't in my purview to want to come home, come
Mm-hmm.
home and teach her when my taxes was paying this lady supposedly to do this. But we worked through it, and we got through the 3 months, and we were able to find another option, which was
That's
private school
cool.
to put her in at that time. But some people may not have the option of private school, like I did, or other options. So I do understand that it's important for us to have the teachers, and it's important for us to have homeschoolers who have choices and resources. So I applaud you guys because I can't do it.
By the time I wanted to homeschool my son, he was way too old. He was looking at me like, I bet I don't.
Shonda, I wanted to know, do you find anything difficult right now with homeschooling? Everybody's home.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, I'm kind of struggling, just trying to give them individual attention
Mm.
because they all have different needs. I'm all over the spectrum, so from toddler to a fifth grader to a senior. So, and they're all working on different things and different independence. So as my, I have to be there for the toddler. So I know everything he's doing, but, making sure I find that time and fit it in within the fifth grader. She's the little one that wants to be slick, like, yeah, I did that, I turned that in. So sometimes I need to like check in like over the shoulder with her just to make sure she knows what she's doing. She's really smart. It's just, if she thinks she can get away with something, she's going to do it. Right. And the senior is just, he's smart too. Like he knows what he needs to be doing, but it's like, I have to keep updating him because we doing so much. We have to make sure he's, doing his college applications and all this extra senior stuff that I'm trying to work with him. So besides all of that, just the individual attention, just getting used to, the extra meals, the extra cleanup and all the household stuff that, I wasn't doing when they was at school, so just adjusting for the most part, adjusting. And it's taking me some time. I'm still not there, but I'm adjusting.
That is so real. Whoo, I can speak to that stuff. Wow. Wow. So your teachers from the schools that they were in, do they provide the curriculum or how does it work?
Yeah. For the most part, the teachers are a whole lot involved. Actually, more for my toddler than anybody. I thought was crazy. My toddler has the most stuff going on. So he has like the packets. They send YouTube videos telling them stories and things. And she still does a live class Zoom every day. So we're doing a lot with the 3-year-old. And then the fifth grader, she has her Zoom class. And then she has about 5 different classes where she has assigned assignments for the week. So they do it on a weekly basis for her. So she's just trying to, supposed to be knocking it out, for the week. So she said, but I'm gonna check on her. But and then the senior, they originally just gave him like a packet to do. They took a little longer to figure out their curriculum, but now they're having like the senior Zoom calls as far as their senior stuff. But his teachers ain't checking in on him as often as the other two, which was kind of concerning because he's also in advanced classes and he's going to have some testing coming up. And it's like, so he's really having to be like a self-study. And I kind of telling him like, okay, well, that's probably how college is going to be. You have to get used to this anyway. So,
right there.
You're going to have to do it yourself. You can't wait for your teacher to tell you what you need to do at this point because they're not really being involved. So I'm trying to get him a little bit more independent. So I'm just looking at it as it's going to help him during college. So I'm trying to think positive.
Wow, absolutely.
Ms. Sean, I'm interested. How did you go from just homeschooling to being a coach?
So basically, when we were transitioning from traditional school into homeschooling, there was nobody available to break it down. Especially no one of color. And that made a huge difference for me. Not that I could not speak to somebody who wasn't of color, but the connection wasn't there. They didn't understand what it meant to be a Black mama at home with her kids all day long. And so I needed somebody to connect with me in a different way. And so when I saw that was the transition, probably was the most difficult part for me because I thought that we were about to have Taylor Public School. Like we were about to do this. Y'all finna sit at this desk from 8 o'clock. Class starts at this time. It's about to go that route. Y'all, I went so far as to buy the desks that swing in front of you and sat them, 3 of them, and we gonna have school. It's
school time.
Sit your behind down. It's time to have school. So
right there, that desk. Get that desk.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And you better sit there all day long. I don't care if it takes you all day. That first week was terrible. Do y'all hear me? I was ready to, I was sitting on the bed at the end of the day crying like, Lord, I don't know what you're going to do in this season, but I need you to do it now. Not tomorrow. Right now. 2 weeks. Like when I wake up in the morning, I need you to transform this whole situation.
Do it, Lord.
Yeah, great that you were able to find your calling, and we do need more women of color in certain aspects of things. So I definitely applaud you for taking that on because it is a very hard thing to do.
Yes, Sean,
I was you mentioned that because I stay in a neighborhood where it's a mixture, but it's usually the Caucasian ones that have the homeschooling out here, and that, and it was their choice, and they got this whole thing. But still, I'm like, I don't know how y'all doing that. Like, it's completely different. I never seen myself homeschool. I didn't plan on it. I'm career oriented, so I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even like to cook. Like, I'm doing the most. But they were out, and I'll see them out and doing activities outside in the middle of the day with the kids, and I'm like, no.
I can say to you, especially new people who are home educating now, is that you only see a snippet of our life, right? Right now you only see me smiling and laughing and joking, right? But you didn't see I was about ready to have a fit right before the camera came on. And so be mindful of that and grant yourself some grace. This is not easy, regardless. Like, that's my motto. Grant yourself some grace, because it's not easy. One day it'll be great and you think you got it. I done cooked, I done cleaned, I done did the laundry, I done did this.
Hey.
Right? Yeah, man, I got this, right? And then the next day you'll be like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Y'all going back to school tomorrow. Like, tomorrow, y'all going back. So
like tomorrow.
Grant yourself some grace. You only see a snippet. Truthfully, you only see a snippet of what people are doing.
That's good information, because we had a young lady on our Facebook page that commented and said, like, when she get home from work, she don't want to help with anything. Like, she's tired.
Yeah.
She don't feel like this. And she feels like it's more workload than what they really would have been doing if they were in school. And it's just ridiculous. It's just too much. So she was very overwhelmed, so that might be some good information for her. Let her know, like, we're going to make it through it. It may take a moment to adjust, but we'll get through it.
And I'm an advocate right now of parents communicating with the educators and saying, this, Mrs. Taylor, this is too much. I work a full-time job. You're asking me to be a teacher, which I did not choose to be. I was thrown into the situation. What can we do? Do we have to do Zoom classes every day? Do we have to have a project due every day? Or can I just get a packet of work and have them turn it in on Friday? Like, communication is extremely key, because I'm telling you, I walked away. I've been told people that several times. You're not going to drive me crazy. Not in my house. This is my place of peace. You're not going to do that. Like, that's not going to work for me.
You definitely have to advocate for your child. I mean, I have had to do that the whole time my child was in school. You have to advocate, because they will walk over you. They will walk over you.
Sean, yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. You're right. Sean, in light of some of the things that Shauna brought up, as far as some of the difficulties of being home right now with the children, teaching the children, what do you recommend? If you have children that of different levels, educating them, how do you do that? Because I have that too.
Okay, so we have 3 kids. So we have a 10-year-old, a 13, and a 16-year-old. So I have one in every age group minus toddler. Praise Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Let's just take time for that, because I can't. I'm almost done. I love you, Lord. Thank you.
And bring Levo to the house. Faith can't come over.
Listen, my God baby is 4, and she comes over here, and by the time she leaves, I'll be scratching and this. I love you, baby, but where's your mama and your daddy? So what I would say, okay, just a couple quick hints, especially because I was writing down notes when you were talking. You have a toddler, a 5th grader, and a senior, right? Okay, so some of the subjects with your age group is like broad, right? It's not as close as mine. So you're not going to be able to combine subjects as much as I can. However, what you could do is like have the senior work with the 5th grader on some of the assignments so that you can get some of your work done, or so you can spend that time with the toddler. So basically you're flip-flopping, or you could have the 5th grader spend a little bit of time with the toddler so that you can have one-on-one time with that senior. And of course, 5th grade, it depends on the child, but most 5th graders can kind of handle themselves and be able to handle the baby. They're kind of used to them being there. So maybe having them afar, but not too far away so you can still see them, but working with the seniors. So you were talking about individualizing that time. That's how you would do that. So you would use the kids to do that in the same token. I use my 16-year-old to teach my 10-year-old math when I'm working with my 13-year-old. So that's how I do my stuff. So.
Yes. That is key.
I do the same. That definitely, they help each other. And also, I don't know how y'all do it, but the cooking thing, I'm with you, Shonda. I don't like to cook. And with all the kids at home, they'll literally they'll eat up stuff, and this is time consuming for me cooking, because I'm not up at 5 o'clock in the morning having all the meals prepared like maybe Latoya does. I don't know, but my kids cook. I cook if I cook. It's one meal a day. They cook. They cook breakfast. They cook lunch. Maybe I have the dinner prepared. But what do you recommend, Sean? How do y'all do meals?
Okay, so again, I'm spoiled. My husband loved to cook. We've been married for 15 years. So the first 10 years of our marriage, he did all the cooking. I just cleaned up. Like, I didn't have to worry about it. But then he started traveling in the last 5 years. And so that became my responsibility. So one thing is, I hate cooking. Let me just be honest with you. However, I'm going to like it because I now get what I'm supposed to be doing. Crock pot and Instapot are your best friends. Okay.
Yes.
The other thing is you have a senior, so assign them a night to cook. I don't care what you want to cook. You tell me what you want to cook. We'll go grocery shopping and get what you need so you can have that night. And then also, when I do make my dinners, I make double. And so the plan is for you to have leftovers. Now, you can have leftovers for lunch or you can have leftovers for dinner. Either way, I don't care, but I'm not cooking again the next day. So like last night, I made roast and I made rice and I made sweet potatoes and I made greens, and like I made a nice little meal because my husband was home, right?
Hey.
So I made all of that and put it there. When I got ready to eat, after I came off of my live, there was rice and roast left. That was it. Like,
that's it.
I don't care. Y'all can eat sandwiches for dinner tomorrow. I don't care. Eat what you eat. So I mean, because that fixes it for me. So I only cook 3 days out the week, typically, maybe 4 days out the week. My 15-year-old, well, she's 16 now, 16 and 13-year-old, they'll take on dinner. Do whatever y'all do. I don't care. Just don't tear up my kitchen. Go. There you go.
There you go. Another thing, Sean, I know you talk about blessing the house. Can you explain to us what that is?
So we do daily chores in our house so that we don't have to wait till the end and have to clean up. But I call it blessing the house because for some reason that word changes the thought process. So if I say we're going to bless it because this is what God has blessed us with, so we're just going to take care of it like it's a blessing. We're going to go through. Everybody has small chores during the week. So every day, like I'm trying to think of my 10-year-old's chores today. I think he swept the front porch and took the dishes out the dishwasher, cleaned up the living room, and then my older one will have washed the dishes and all that good stuff. So our motto also in our family is everybody contributes to the well-being of the family. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter.
That's
so
right.
Even my youngest, he's 10 now, but he started with laundry, folding towels. That was something simple. And you could get your toddler to do that because I guarantee you your toddler will think it's a game. They don't think it's fun.
They love it.
Contribute. Yeah, whatever it is. If it's the smallest thing, if it takes it off of your plate, then great. And another thing too is you have to be comfortable. Everybody say comfortable with me.
Comfortable.
You have to be comfortable with them not doing it the way that you want them to do it.
That's hard sometimes, but yeah, you got to get comfortable. Yeah.
And I'm preaching to myself because I will walk in the cabinets and like yesterday, and I was getting ready to cook, and I said, "Who put this there? You know goddamn well that does not." And then I had to just take a deep breath, like, "Oh, it's put away. It's put away. They did what you asked. It's not too far off. It's like one cabinet off. It's not like they were being lazy. Like they just put it in the wrong spot. Just move it or don't. That's the answer to it. Like move it or don't."
Oh goodness!
A funny story. I am anal about the way I clean up. My dad was a drill sergeant, so I grew up in a military household, and things had to be a specific way. So when it came time to raising my children, I created a PowerPoint, and I printed it out, and I put it in sheet protectors, and I put it up around the house. This is how you clean my house. This is the way I want it done. So
wow.
How I want it done.
Did it work?
Yes. And they still clean the exact same way to this day. But yes, I did the PowerPoint. I put them in the waterproof sleeve protectors, and I posted it all around the house. And people be like, "Why you got all them pictures?"
Oh, babies.
That's how they clean up.
Wow.
The expectations are clear. You understand fully. And if you don't,
they had pictures to them. They had descriptions. This is what I want when you wash dishes. This is what I want when you clean the bathroom. No problems.
Wow.
Never works. I don't have time.
I feel better. I thought I was bad. I feel better.
And Mia had mental health issues, and so I had no extra.
You have
It
to
was
find your piece though,
use
because
what you
in that
have.
instance, that was your piece, right?
Right.
Posting that was your piece for you. However, in my instance, that would not have been my piece because now I've explained it to you. I done printed the pictures out. I done posted them for you, and you
If you
still
get it
doing them wrong. So
wrong.
now we got a different problem. Like, so now I'm mad, right? I'm walking around the house mad. So I mean, it's like find your piece. That ain't my piece, but it looks like it was your piece in that situation. I applaud you. Good job.
Oh, goodness. Wow, this has been a fruitful discussion, and we have to have everybody back on, again.
Yes,
I wanted to share a couple of resources for you. One of our colleagues, I'm not a homeschool guru, but I try to hang out with them. And another of our colleagues, Michelle Huddleston, she just had a multi-ethnic homeschool conference that Sean spoke. She had several talks in it. And it just closed up. I wish that we had access to it right now because that would be so super helpful to you, Shonda. Just a myriad of different sisters talking about, the way that they homeschool and different things that can help us. But it's going to open back up, I think, in June, the registration. So I'll let you know about that. But Michelle also has Hala education, where she's teaching it Hebrew and all different types of courses for homeschoolers. I know Sean, and she talks about how to create a co-op. I mean, there's so many different resources, a homeschool co-op. So I'll make sure I drop those in the link. Drop those links in here. Also, we have a whisperer. We have a Nakonda. She's also a homeschool consultant. So she does some of the work that Sean does. If you don't know Sean will help you get into homeschooling. And right now she'll help you with the homeschooling. When this is all over, this Rona stuff is over, she'll help you go back to school. She's trained. She knows how to do all of that. If I'm not mistaken, Sean, don't you also work with the state of Texas?
Okay,
on something?
so I don't work with the state of Texas, but I'll take that. Speak.
Okay.
I had and I always get it wrong. Lord help me. Please forgive me if you're listening. It's Texas Technical College or something like that.
Okay.
All the campuses for Texas that are doing technical stuff. So the engineering, truck, semis, all that good stuff. Had me come and speak to come physically Zoom and speak to their faculty and staff about working from home.
Oh, that's cool.
And home educating. So that's what I've been doing now. That's been my main thing right now, is helping people just like Shonda, trying to get it done.
Wow. And don't you currently have a summit going on, a homeschool summit that you're part of?
Okay, so the homeschool summit ended right about the same time as the multi-ethnic one.
Okay.
There is a new conference. I don't know what to say. It's a new conference. Homeschool Moms Conference.
That's what it is.
If I tell you this is what I will say. Now,
Okay.
Truth and transparency. If you are transitioning into homeschool, I would not suggest it, to be honest.
Okay.
I would not say go purchase the ticket.
Okay.
It's just, there's a lot going on. It is a true homeschooling mom conference. So they're talking about meal planning. It's just a bunch going on. And so I would not necessarily suggest that. One of the things that I am offering for parents, just like Shonda, is free coaching on my Facebook page. So every night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm live on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just coaching. You can ask whatever question it is. My kids are driving me nuts. What do I do? Any question that you want to ask, I'm just ready and available to answer those for free. So that's what I'm doing to kind of give back to that situation.
Awesome. We'll share that link for sure. Wonderful. Fantastic.
All right, ladies. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, do y'all have any questions for us, ladies?
Nope.
No?
Greatness.
Well, listen, for all of our viewers, thank you so much for joining us. Again, it's our very first show.
Thank you, ladies.
Amazing. As you can see, it was full of information. We're going to have all the links in the description box down below. So listen, next week we will be here same time, same place, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you're working on down below.
Yay!
Bye. Thank you.